Hi, welcome back to Comic Book Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. How are we doing today? Today I'm doing a series that's long overdue. Actually, I have a lot of series that are long overdue. But today I thought I'd talk about Daughters of the Dragon. First, for all those people who have been watching Luke Cage and all the Netflix series where you have Misty Knight. Well, they had a very popular series called Daughters of the Dragon, and Colleen's also in there too. So first of all, I love this cover. I love this miniseries. In fact, I love it so much that I'm not going to keep it for my future store. I'm not going to sell it on eBay. I'm actually going to keep this for myself because I really did enjoy reading this story, and I thought I'd break this down for you guys as quick as I can, because I try to keep my videos short. So, it starts off, she's like, they're chasing, or you don't know who they're chasing down yet. And it's like, boom, you find out it's the Rhino. And I love this art. And Colleen, and then Misty's all, Colleen, where are you at? Where are you? Riverside Drive, above and to the right of you. I'm hauling at 100 miles, and this thing doesn't even so much as rattle. I think I'm in love. I told you it's a sweet ride. And then she's like, was. What? Was a sweet ride. Don't you dare. When I saw this, the first time I was laughing. And the Rhino's like looking up. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. It's like, boom. She's like, my Mustang. And she's talking about how she's going to pay for it. So they got some dialect here. And of course, the Rhino tries to get away. And then he gets tossed. And then hit, pip slapped. And he's like, be eaten with a straw for 6 months. Because that's her robotic arm. And here's a reference to her being in the bomb squad and losing her arm. So she gut checked the police officer. So he knows not to do that again. And so what sets up this story arc is you have a group of villains. I mean, look at these guys. I mean, for real. I mean, the only one there worth any powers, excuse me, is Whirlwind. And this guy right here. And I forget what his name is, but oh, Humbug. So they are breaking into this house. They don't know who they're breaking into, but you hear, this is going to be the villain's name. Her name is Riccadonna. And so they break in, and this villain called 8-Ball is saying we got to get out of here, and they're asking him why he's so jumpy. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom. He's like, man, you got a bladder like an infant. I told you to go before we left. And he's like, I have a gastrointestinal disorder, okay? It's not something I'm proud of, so there's no reason to be so inconsiderate, freezer burn. Filed under things we don't need to know. Use the toilet. What a great idea. I'll just leave DNA samples at the crime scenes. Thanks for the mental image. I don't even want to hear it from a guy covered in cockroaches. He's like, they're clean. They're roaches. I bathe them by hand. You can practically eat off them. That's just wrong. So, right off the bat, this is a really good issue. And so they give it, they don't realize that there's a teddy bear watching them. And now we find out who Riccadonna is. And so, here's some sexy seeds for you guys. And so they got a lead on one of the villains. So Colleen, this is a good splash page right here. If I can get it all in. See the direction they have going up, across. Just this 1 foot, just indicating she's jumping. That's all you need to see. This somersault, this landing looks tight. So I'm talking about people. I gotta go through this quick. And this is how they leave the cliffhanger. So we're gonna go and jump to the next one. Look at this perspective, people. I'm letting you know this video is going to go over 10 minutes. I try to keep these short, but you got to stick with me on this one, people. Daughters of Savage Dragon. Look at this art. Oh, it's amazing. Love that perspective. So, I like when they do these previous. They don't do them anymore, and I wish some of these would. Because when you're new into collecting comics, that to be able to look at this, find out what's going on, start reading, and then go back to get the back issues is great. Instead of just buying it and then have to go back and not trying to figure out exactly what's going on. So here he is feeling really cocky. And she's trying to protect this baby. My baby. And Misty Knight comes in, and she uses her arm to block the blade. And she's like, I can handle this. And he's like, oh, you think you can handle this? You're supposed to be this, this badass swordswoman. He's like, you're fast. And so they go, and he's like, I'm done playing with you. And he doesn't even realize that it's already over. And that she's cut off his arm. So, we get there, and they're starting to figure out, what's going on. And a group of people are coming after Rick and Donna. Kind of like a mafia thing. Again, some cool action scenes here. Trying to keep it sexy. Now, this scene right here is they hire a new person to work the front desk. And he's pretty funny. You're going to find out about him later. And Orca shows up. And Orca's like, name's Orca, if I didn't tell. And if you don't tell me exactly where they are, I'll tear you and this place apart. I prefer you didn't. See, it's my first day and your last. Excuse me? My last what? I said it's going to be your last day. Oh, I see. You were rudely finishing my sentences for me. Anyways, what was the question again? One last time. Knight and Wing, where are they? So we go back to the villains, and he's talking, Bug is talking about how he wants a little bit more respect because he can put these bugs and have them like lay larvae in your brains and the maggots, and they're eating you out. Pretty disgusting, if you ask me. So they're the pawn guy, but I can't. Their fence comes and he recognizes what it is, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't want nothing to deal with this. In fact, lose my contact number. Peace." And so they're trying to figure out what's going on. And they're talking to one of the other villains. Car explodes. And now she's pissed because she's lost another car. Daughters of the Dragon, number 3. Look at this. So, look at all 3 of these, okay? So you start off with the first. That's your classic pose right there. Nothing wrong with it. It's cool. Then we get a foreshortening looking up pose. I think it's a great pose. And now he follows up with the next title with us looking down. And it's cool, the perspective he uses. I like it. I'm digging it. Gotta say I'm digging it because look at her Afro puff hairstyle. That's what I'm talking about. Again, previously. So, as usual, this scruffing, getting into and looks like Hydra's involved. And you got some, no, not Hydra, but you got some weird villains. Like, they got the Jester and some other dudes. Like, these are just C- villains, really, when it comes down to it. Is that Hydra? It's going to kind of bother me. Looks like that was Hydra. All right. So Orca, he's now got the, God, I forget what his name is, but he starts beating him. And he's like, why won't you die? And perhaps it's because you hit like a 6-year-old girl. He's like, very observant. But did you ever think that they may have lives and not coming? Hey, has anyone told you that you smell of fish? Not fresh fish, mind you, but the old rotten in a barrel full of maggot fish kind. He's like, I'm going to kill you. Well, that's the thing, Mr. Orca. Thanks to a freak accident while working as a temp at AIM, I was exposed to some sort of chemical blast that made me, and they're like advanced idea mechanics, that made me indestructible and impervious to pain. And so he just, you know, he's getting tired and he's like, hey, man, you're probably thirsty, get some a drink. He's like, well, why don't we just wait until they get back? I'll tell you people, it's a good series. Oh man, we're at 11 minutes. Let me flash forward to a really good scene. Nope, that ain't it. Really, you should be reading this. So Orca comes, and they're talking to them. Oh wait, I gotta show you this scene. This scene was funny. So this is priceless. Let me see if I can get that without the glare. Right there. So she takes a picture of that, and then she asks him what they're up to. And he wants to pay post bail for Stiltman. As she's warning them not to run. All right, now it's back to sexy scenes. There's a lot of sexy scenes in here. Got a little cockroach following her. She notices, grabs her gun. She wants to know why the bug dude's there. Humbug. And she then sees that this eye has some kind of chip in there. And she's putting it in and she's seeing what's going on. And now we have Riccadonna. Again, great scene. Like this. Like how they set this up. Where you got just a close-up on her reaction and a full splash page of her posing in action. Try to keep this under 20 minutes, people. All right, Daughters of the Dragon, number 4. If you're new to the channel, what's up? Hope you're enjoying my channel. And to let you know that I record Monday through Friday comic book related videos, except on Thursday because I'm an artist and the name of my business is Comicbook Gallery, a different way of looking at art. So on Thursdays, I do Sketchbook Thursdays and promote my Patreon page where I'm teaching little children from 1st to 3rd how to draw. Check it out. You can also look at my playlist and see what videos I have there. Now that I've gotten all that out of the way, got the sponsors out of the way, let's do this. And I sponsor myself. Because no one else will sponsor me. Previously, I love these. So we get into a fight. And she's pulling out weapons. And he's like, what, you don't got no pockets? And she disables Misty. And now it starts getting real. And Humbug grabs the gun like an idiot instead of letting Misty get it. And she chops off her arm. And what happens is that she's like, oh, was this arm wired to your central nervous system? What's that noise, you know? So she gets the chip back and all these bugs come and she's like getting out of there. And she's having like flashbacks of what happened with the demolition. And you see what happens. She throws it, but it still explodes and takes off half her arm. So I thought that was a nice sequence of events leading up to that and explaining what happened to her. So you got Tony and Colleen. She's like, Tony, I appreciate this. How much, Colleen? You're not that smooth. I am, but you're immune to it. Could it be because my best friend is lying on the table with her arm hacked off? They tell me she'll be fine. She'll be 6 kinds of furious when she wakes up. Maybe I can help, thanks, but this is between us girls. We already owe you big time for the arm. And he's telling her about the design now, and that it won't be connected to her central nervous system. And at the end, she's like, I have a roach problem. What do you take care of? Because they got unsettled business. Again, I look at these old school C-, D+ villains. I mean, they brought everybody out in the woodworks out here. So the Punisher catches up with one. We're starting to see that the Hand's involved on this information. She's got Humbug, and she's threatening him. And then there's this guy coming up. And, God, what's his name? Let's see what they say his name is. So this guy thinks that they have the chip, and he doesn't. I think it was something to do with some kind of the juggler. Oh, yeah. I'm the mad juggler. So they let him go. And right now, Misty's dealing with, what happened to her, and Colleen's trying to let her know that it's all right, and, she won't let it go. And Misty, look at that face. She is pissed. Someone's getting to beat down, people. Whoo, better look out. And then so Iron Fist shows up, Danny. And so she slaps him. He's like, what's that for, Colleen? Come on, let's get a drink. Oh, look at the time, 16 minutes. All right. Should be able to get this around 20. But you got to watch this, people. I mean, I'm just showing you the highlights. You have to read this book. In fact, from this point on, so she sleeps with Iron Fist, and she knocks over the lamp. And it's like, the lamp was your fault. Doesn't matter. My house, my rules. So she's telling him she's got to pay for it. I mean, this is a really good series to collect. And you know what? Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So if you want to read this, you want to know the conclusion of this story, you're going to have to go pick up this miniseries. It's that good. Now, you can find these in the dollar bin, but on average, you're going to be paying anywhere between $20 and $25 for the set. You might be able to pick up the whole thing between $10 and $15. At one point, I couldn't remember if I had this set or not. So I was thinking about buying it, but it was like $25 with shipping. And the lowest I saw was under 20. But even though my book's like in fine to very fine, they were more beat up. So here we go. So all this mayhem's going. Break it down. And, oh, you know what? There is one more scene I should show you. And I'm going to leave it at that, because I'm going to wrap it up with this. It's a great series. Let me find exactly what I wanted to show you. It's a great series overall. And I hope you enjoyed this. I know I didn't break down and tell you everything, because really you should get this and read it on your own. It's that good of a series. So like I said, they had introduced the Punisher. And the Punisher is, they're having their conversation. Okay. And so, he introduces them to one of his little vaults or safe houses. And he's like, fine, take what you need, return them clean. Is it getting hot in here? Is it just me? With her guns. She's like, doing much logging in Brooklyn? He's like, I got something you can use, Wing. And she's like, ooh, comma, pretty. I might have to reconsider my position on you, Punisher. He's like, don't. Let's move. Let's move to stage 2. That'll do it. Like I said, back to, these are classic poses right here. Still foreshadowing of what's to come. But overall, great series. Like I said, I recommend you picking it up. If you're a Misty Knight fan, or if you like Colleen, for watching the Netflix series, This is a must-have. I know I keep saying that, but it really is a good story. All right, that should do it, people. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Have a good day.